Hey there, my name is Blaze, and I'm going to be going over communications with inside of the PD. This will teach you how to communicate, when to communicate, and how to do it effectively. So firstly, I'm just going to go over general communications. As you have seen from the previous video on how to set up whispers, we use whispers to communicate throughout the PD. So whoever is on duty, they will receive the whisper. So if we are in a pursuit, for example, we would whisper in your call sign, such as RT39, is going to be in pursuit of a black in colour Range Rover. It's going to be occupied ×2. As you've seen from also the previous videos, that is how you communicate within pursuits. Now, in pursuits, there is different subdivisions and divisions. The main divisions that you will see in pursuits is NPAS and interceptors, who are also known as RPU. NPAS will always take comms in the pursuit, as it is the helicopters. They fly the helicopters, as it is National Police Air Aviation Service. They will fly the helicopters. They have access to cameras, which can lock onto vehicles, thermals, etc. So they can give great communication. So you will say, is NPAS available? And then they will say, NPAS is taking over comms. Once you hear NPAS is taking over comms, you should not give any more comms about where they are going, because NPAS will give them comms, as they can give comms more effectively. And then you have interceptors. They are people who are trained for driving. They are trained to do TPACs, pits, giving comms and driving faster cars. Interceptors, if there is no NPAS online, interceptors will always take lead in pursuits as well, as they drive the faster cars and as also are trained in that field. Therefore, if you see an interceptor saying, let me take over, you will let them take over. Okay? Now, communicating in pursuits, that is already covered. Now in operations. While in operations, you will communicate. Say you are at a store robbery and you need to take basic negotiations. You'll then communicate back, holding your whisper button, saying, update at Tonga Valley store robbery, the hostage taker wants 20,000, free passage, and a vehicle from the impound. Could somebody bring that for me? Somebody will then bring that vehicle for you. Once they have brought that vehicle, you will then continue on with communications. Now, going over more communications, let's go more in depth to NPAS and interceptors. NPAS, they are helicopters. They are in the sky, they are highly trained pilots who can perform maneuvers to gain a better view, such as if the suspect goes off-road, they can follow that suspect as they are in the air. They have access to cameras which can lock onto vehicles so that they can give precise and active communications on where he is going. They've also access to night vision, so if it gets dark outside, they can see where he is going. They also have access to thermals. This means that if the suspect has gone into a building or at a robbery, then they can give comms on how many people there are, etc. Now, interceptors. They are trained so that they drive high-speed cars and they can perform maneuvers which response team cannot perform themselves. Now this will be, they can perform maneuvers such as pits. They will authorize a pit on a vehicle, they know how to do this, and then they will pit the vehicle to try and demobilize it. They can also perform TPACs. TPACs is what is used to box the vehicles in. So in pursuits, you will always let NPAS. NPAS is the top priority. NPAS is the #1 priority, and then it is interceptors who are second in priority. Thank you for listening. I hope you have learned something.